All right, time now for Great Day Books, and local author Meghan Collins is here. She's got a brand new novel. It's out today, and it's called Cross My Heart.
The twisty novel. Are you ready for this? It's about a heart transplant patient who becomes romantically obsessed with her donor's husband. Joining us in studio is author Meghan Collins and our own Kate Francis, who has read the book and will be joining Meghan at her own book launch tonight.
Yes.
This is so exciting.
So exciting.
I got to ask, my first question is, Meghan, what is going on in your mind? What is happening up there? Because this is such a great concept.
Nobody ever knows what's going on up there. I years ago read this article about a person who had received a heart transplant and then connected with the donor's family, and it wasn't like this. There was no like romantic obsession involved, but I thought that was so interesting to have that like very intimate connection, but also kind of awkward connection, because obviously in the case of a heart transplant you can't donate it unless you've died. So that kind of got everything going for me, and then years later it became this.
And a year it took to write.
Yeah. A year brainstorming and drafting and all of that. About a year.
And Kate, I know you read this over break, and you could not put it down.
I was just saying to Meghan, Kara, and Scott, the only reason why I stopped reading was because I had to go to dinner. I had dinner plans.
I love it.
Otherwise, I would have just continued basically the entire. It's a very quick read, but you get so enthralled with the storyline, and there are a lot of twists, a lot of surprises, and my mind was completely blown. You've got two parts to the story. Did you have all of this mapped out beforehand?
Yeah, I'm definitely somebody who needs to have an outline, who needs to know everything that's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, if I sit down to a blank page and just my thoughts, I get paralyzed by it.
Okay.
But I know there are a lot of authors who can just sit and it comes out. That's not me. I have to map it all out.
Did you have to do research on organ donation and things like that?
Yeah, I did a lot of research on heart transplants in particular, and I read one book, a memoir called Sick Girl by Amy Silverstein, that was really influential in this, and it really helped me to see how even after you receive the transplant and you're recovering, you're still like a sick person. And so that's part of Rosie, the main character's journey in this, is that she knows that her life, even though it's been saved by this heart, it could still end for a variety of reasons, whether she needs another transplant or the medication that she has to take makes her susceptible to other problems. And so she wants love, and she wants to find a partner before that
Things
happens.
turn.
And it happens to be the donor's husband.
Willing to cross some lines.
And he's
to
no
find it.
angel.
He's no angel. I mean, you'll have to see. You'll have to see what he's been up to.
Yeah, and there's also a nod to Taylor Swift in this. Might sound like one of her songs.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, I'm a huge Swiftie, and she's so influential all the time in everything I do. But I dedicated this book to anyone who relates to The Prophecy by Taylor Swift. And there's another part of the dedication, because The Prophecy is a song that's all about wanting to find that person, that soulmate, and feeling like you're never going to get to that point. And this is for people who have kind of been on that journey. And hopefully you'll realize that, you know, the love you have for yourself is just as important.
Just a crazy question. I don't know if you know the answer. With a heart transplant, does the recipient take on any of the characteristics of the person who gave the heart?
Such a good question.
It is a good question, and it is something that my protagonist, Rosie, wonders at the very beginning of the book.
Okay.
And she asks her donor's husband, by the way, did your wife really like potatoes? Because now suddenly
I was going to say potatoes. I don't know why I was going to say that. That's so weird. Potato chips, I was going to say.
Synchronicity. I mean, is there anything that you've read that's like truth to that?
There are some things I've read that say that people kind of go through like different personality changes, or somebody, this is in the book, I completely just stole it. Somebody said that they feel things differently, and that like things feel kind of colder to them now. And
interesting.
It's very interesting.
Well, we think you're fascinating. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm very excited to have a conversation with you tonight. It starts at 6:30. I think there's like a little, you know, like appetizers
Yep.
and small bites and beverages. It's at Evergreen Crossings, right in South Windsor.
Oh,
and
great, okay.
yeah, we'll sit down and have a little discussion.
That's wonderful.
Can't wait.
Make sure you get to bed on time tonight.
Yeah, okay.
All right, very
That's
good.
funny.
Meg, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
So
right.
you can find it everywhere. Released today, Cross My